Hello everyone, it's Tam, the Alchemical Crafter here, and I am so happy to be jumping back into my Crafty Roll. This is where I roll for prompts, and I haven't done this in a month because I was messing with the marimba, but I really do. So here's the, oops, I have stuff in there. This is where I roll 4 dice with my hand on top of it. And I see what we have. Oh, we rolled a natural 20. 20. Taking them off the book because they'll spin otherwise. 15, 11, and 17. So the more often I do this, the more chance we have of duplicating items, and I'm fine with that because, I mean, unless I do the same across the board on the same prompt, it's not going to matter because I like doing this stuff. And these are themes I like. These are materials I have. These are supplies I have. And this is just all the different color schemes I could think of. So, orange, orangey yellow, 20. We did 20. Masking. See, we've done that before. So I'm going to do another check mark. And I said if I see a ton of check marks on one and nothing on another, I will make myself re-roll that. But this is only the second check mark, so we're fine. But I did say if I did that again, I would have to use, because I did a different type of mask, I will have to use this liquid mask. So I hopefully can do that without my husband noticing because it's his. 15 for the blue. Oh, patina, patina. So I know I have a color for that already. I don't normally pull these out as I'm doing it, but I immediately know what I'm going for. The yellow is 11, or yellow-green, sorry, is 11. Ah, napkin again. I hate this. I hate napkins. I mean, I love napkins, but I'm sorry. My last attempt with a napkin was a huge and utter failure. This right here, which was up here, and I removed it and did it down here. So we will try. I think it was because of what I did that made it so difficult. But you know what? That's what this book is to do, is to learn. So the pink is 17. Street art. So we have 2 repeats and 2 new. Okay. As far as napkins go, I thought I had more than I did, and we're back to the 2 that caused me a pain with the other thing, but I'm going to do them differently than I did last time. And for graffiti, I'm going to do some watercolors at first, and I may add to that. But graffiti is all about loud noise and just random art. And this is stuff, these are 2 art pieces I found that I don't know that I'll ever use, and I figured I could incorporate them into the thing. So, and I need to not forget the mask. So I'm only going to use the gold portions of these napkins. So I'm going to pull off the underside. I may not use this one at all, but I may. I've torn these out and I've been ripping these apart, and I thought you might want to see how I was doing that. So before I finish, I'm going to let you... It's easier to do this when it's wet, but I can't hold it when it's wet, so I'm just grabbing the part. And if you accidentally, like right here, start to go into it, that's fine. Just leave it there. When you glue it down, it will take care of itself. And I'm tearing this instead of cutting because cutting's much more visually seen. And the tearing sometimes can blend in with the background. So you better your odds. We're going to have a lot of things going on this page because that's what street art does. And a lot of things about street art are that things get painted over. Not replaced, just painted over or added to. And that's kind of what my concept is going into this. Oops, there we go. This is my watered down PVA glue. It's just tacky glue, and once I use some and then I add some water to it. I do that because it's about the only time I use PVA glue. I'm gonna put this one upside down. And then this. I think. So what I've decided to do, I'm gonna bring these back in. You know how billboards, they will, they'll have one and then they'll put something over it and then there's something that's over it tears away. And so you can see things behind it that were there before. That's why I left a lot of this writing. And I think I'm going to tear this out. Both of these. I have not forgot the mask. I've had a new. It's I've slept on it and I've had a. How do you do that? A new idea. This book is all about trying new things and experimenting with the tools I have and the supplies I have without having to spend anything new, but trying new things that I wouldn't normally try. And this is definitely one of those things. I don't normally do street art, but I've seen it, the basic concept, you know, in real life, and I've seen the basic concept in art. This has been torn a little, and I'm going to try my version of it. So there's one. I've thought about sayings to put on these. The street art part. This is also street art in my mind. Somebody came and drew this over, like this was an advertisement and somebody came and drew this over it. And that's like I'm talking about with the words, with the like big bubble words. This one could have a change of heart. And there's a philosophy that I enjoy. Well, no, I wouldn't say enjoy, but I'm intrigued by, and I kind of fall in line with it. And I've seen it. I've seen one of the main focuses of that, which is going to sound morbid, but it's really not. I'm not here to preach. I'm just this picture made me think of it. Plus the fact that I saw it in. I heard it in a movie recently, and I just thought I would use those words on this because somebody might come along and go, huh. And that's Memento Mori, which a lot of people have. I forget the exact scientific meaning of, I mean, not scientific, the actual meaning of it in Latin or whatever it is, but some will say it means to embrace death. Others will say, we must know that all men must die and do not be afraid of it and just accept it and move on and don't let that be. So either way you look at it, that's, and I think the term embracing death does not mean that you crave death. It's just that, and embrace it and accept it and just know that it's a part of life and just don't fear it. That's my philosophy. You've just got to accept it and move on. And that's helped me through a lot of things. Most specifically with my parents. But that's enough of that. That's making me sad, so let's move on. So I'm just going to glue these corners onto the corners. It's not much, and it's going to get mostly covered over probably, but I thought, why not use it instead of throw it away or adding to my scrap stash? Let's actually just use it. And since this is street art and not like what I would normally do, I'm not going to etch these because this could be like, it got torn away, you know, like I was just saying, you see on the billboards. And I'm just thinking there's layers and layers on this wall, billboard, whatever it is, which is what I'm building up. We've already gotten the main book, the napkin, and this, so we've already got 3 layers. You're probably not going to see much of this at all because it's in the corner of the book. I think I do. I should have not glued these down yet, but I did, so I'm not going to glue the middle down yet. I'm going to wait until I put some color in the middle. And I've not forgotten the mask, and I've not forgotten the patina. I have plans. That's going to be my final 2 steps on this. Because I'm thinking every single bit of this billboard has been there for a long time. And it's going to be aged away. There's a Q away for now. Actually, that's even in danger zone. Let's put them over here. Everybody remember I put them over there. I have lost... I lose things so often these days. I feel like I'm losing my mind. What is this? Oh, it's a side. We could put that on there. Why not? Why not, I say. We'll add it right there. That's how they went. Okay. It's going to be a busy corner here. It's January 2nd for me. I have to work today. I hate it when holidays fall in the middle of a week. It's like you can't really fully enjoy the holiday because you know you have to work the next day. And I'm not talking like drinking or anything. I'm talking like you have the Sunday night blues, you know? It's like, oh, I really don't want to do much tonight because I have to work tomorrow. And that's what yesterday was. But my family is going to do their Christmas this Saturday because it was really, see, I'm going over that. It'd been nice if that was, I can actually grab another one of those and put it on top of this, but we may or may not. But my family is going to do Christmas this Saturday because with holidays and so many families, just me and my 2 sisters and my dad Mom's passed away, but you know, my sisters have, well, one of my sisters especially has a huge family. She had a lot of kids, and they had a lot of kids, and it is a lot, and they're grown up, so it's a lot going on, and we decided just to let everybody do the family thing with the other extended families, because they're married and stuff, and we remember what it was like when we were younger and having to pull both ways with both families, and we wanted to wait and make sure everybody was back into town and everybody would be there, and so we decided just to wait till after all the holidays, and then we would spend time with each other. I think we're gonna do this. There's a little more there. Yeah, see, you can see right behind it. That is perfect. I don't normally create really loud pages, but street art is very loud. I love this orange. Ah! See, I'm almost out. Now there's still more there. I do have a new fluorescent, this green. I found that one. Yeah, I'm gonna do the green as well. This is brand new. I have not used this yet. Okay. Put all the fluorescents away. That's why I like the fluorescents. At least because they pop and you can see through them. So they make a statement without overshadowing everything else that's going on. So you can see why I wanted the gold on the napkins, so that it would stand out a little, because it's mostly getting covered up. Okay, let's glue these down. Probably could just lay them down because that paint's wet still, but it's not covering the whole page. So, glue away we do. No, I still haven't forgotten the patina and the mask. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I went and looked up memento mori just to make sure I was spelling it right, and it's spelled just the way it sounds. Which is, also had the meaning there. Pretty much what I said, but it basically means make the most out of life. Because all men must die, so embrace life and don't seek death, but recognize that it's there and accept it for what it is. So anyway, I'm done with my preaching moment today. I don't really do bubble words. See, I don't even know how to do this. I know that they come off of each other. Meh. Meh. The N, And then, how would you do a T? I guess. The N I'm kind of concerned with. Memento. Worry. There's a lot of M's and E's in this. I think that M needs to be bigger. Huh. Okay, I think that's good enough. I am concerned about this N. The N bothers me. It looks just like a little stubby leg. I don't like that. But I highly suggest doing this if there's something that you're like afraid you're going to screw up the whole page on. Do it off the page and then cut it out and then put it on the page. That's what we're doing. 'Cause I'm not a spray paint artist. What did I say? Blues and red. Actually, let me just bring out all the colors. I don't really think purple and pink are in the two things. Yeah, I don't see purple and pink at all, so we're going to leave those. Let's bring this back. I don't know normally that the colors are multicolored. I really kind of want to do it in red, but I don't really know that I see red a lot. So maybe I'll outline it in red. I wish I had a turquoise. That's lovely. You know what? I don't have to use the Posca pens. I have a ton of colors. My husband and I made a pact this year to not buy anything new unless we absolutely need it, and I'm really wondering which one of us is going to cave first. Okay, so you barely see it, but I see this turquoise, and I really like it. And I see this bluer turquoise, so I'm going to use these two colors. I will move this away. I do have a lot of things, but I really tried to go for just the sales to try things until I know if I like them or not. So, let's do this. There's a fat end and a small end. We're going to start with the fat end to fill the middle. And since I did this in since I did this in pencil, I'm not limited to just, and since I did it not on that, I'm not limited to just doing this within the lines. Actually, I can do this all the way within all of these. I don't even have to worry about being in lines because I'm going to cut it out. Ta-da! What I do have to worry about is when I do the outline. And these colors will clash with the colors I've already put on there, but honestly, that's kind of street art. It doesn't really care about what's behind it. They're trying to cover it up with their own expression of life or how they're feeling. There's absolutely gorgeous street art there. There's some absolutely gorgeous. See? This is these are actually the markers, so they paint. And then so actually, I don't do that. Following lines, not paint. That's what I'm going to do. But then, I'm going to cut this out, and depending on how long this takes me, I will either speed it up or cut it out completely and be right back. Trying to think if there's any stamps I want to put on this before or after I do my next step. Okay. I think I want to do some before and some after. Not a fan of this stamp in general. I mean, I love it. Look at it. It's gorgeous. But the last time I tried it, I wasn't pleased. So, actually, I'm going to just leave that on there. I'm just going to always do threes. Up, up. Maybe down right here. You know what? I like that. Doesn't really look like much. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I am going to use the liquid mask, but here we go. Here's my plan. Take a piece of paper. So I still want to be able to see the heart behind it. I need to do that for the skull as well. I am completely winging this, guys. It's just a thought I had in my head. I saw a picture online of something, and I'm utilizing that idea in a different way. I'm gonna put that there, so I can see. I want to see that mouth. And these don't even have to go all that way. This could be here. This could be here. Okay. In order for me to not use all of my husband's stuff, I'm going to put this mask over this portion. I think that could be, since it's on the edge. Actually, let's just do that. I want to see that mouth. Okay. Okay, so he said the thinner this stuff is, the quicker it dries. He uses it on his minis because he does camo. So I want to definitely make sure that doesn't leak through. If you don't know what this stuff does, it don't even need to hit the paper. I just need to make sure I'm gluing the paper down. It keeps the whatever you're covering up with it, keeps it safe. So whatever you do above it won't harm it. And when everything's done and dry, you come back and you just rub it off. Ah. And this is my first time using this stuff. I've seen him use it many times. So if I'm using it incorrectly, feel free to post that in the comments and say, hey, maybe next time try it this way. Normally what you would do with liquid mask is you would cover this entire area with it, but this is a big area. But I will show you because I'll do some things just on their own. I really kind of need a bigger brush, but I don't think I do. So anything I do to this page now, outside of these things, it's not going to show up when I pull these away. Why am I dipping my brush that far into that? I don't know. I also don't know how this is going to affect the paper underneath it, like when I rub it away. So it may tear the page, but that's fine because this page is going to be very weathered at the end. Weathered street art. It didn't have to be weathered, but I'm making it weathered because that's a lovely way to do patina. And not exactly weathered because I'm not using rust and stuff. I am going to incorporate my favorite color to use with that. Okay, I'm looking to see if there are any holes. I see one there. So we have this one still. And this is not to say that the rest of this is going to get covered up. It is not. But a lot of it probably is. Okay. So, for instance, do I want to make sure some of this gold stays? Yes. I mean, I spent the time to do some of these things. Actually, I don't want it at the very top. Okay. I think we're good. This has to dry before I can do my next step. That definitely needs to be washed. I don't know why I used a good brush on that, but I did. Actually, I'm going to come back and do this because I see there's a lot of this heart that's still missing. I mean, that's going to be missing, and I am going to come back in. My idea is that maybe this billboard or whatever has been around for a really long time, and it's been painted over and things done to it multiple times, and it's just not a used billboard anymore, and people just use it as street art. But it's been raining a lot over the years, decades, whatever, and so I'm thinking that it's just dripped it down and it's just formed some oxidization and some, you know, how the weathered look on there. So I'm thinking. And I don't know how well I'm going to do this, but we're going to try. I'm going to get my bigger brush. I think I'm going to start with the copper. And I kind of want to angle, pardon my reach, and my face. This is just really big. Let's see. I'm going to move these to the side. This, my chair's been squeaking lately. See if you see what this looks like on your screen. Okay. There. All right, and there's the paintbrush. So I think what I want to do, see, and it's not, I don't think it's liquidy enough. I'm going to add more water. Okay, that definitely is working. We're going to do the copper first. I'm not so worried about this side, but when it comes to this side over here, I don't want it to drip on the back side, so I'm going to be extra careful. May have definitely got more rust than I need. Before I go any further, let's see how this... And I know I'm going to need this. It doesn't matter what it does on the blue, because that's going to go away. I'm going to... Okay, I like that. Let's do some over here. Actually, and some right over here. It may look like I'm covering up most of the page, but remember, everywhere I put that blue or the mask is not going to be, in theory, damaged by this. And I don't want the water to run into the crack, because that will mess with other pages as well. And well, I would like that to go this way. Come on. There you go. So there's that. And the reason I'm putting the copper down first, number one, I don't want the metallic to shine as much. Okay, I gotta be careful here. I don't want it to leak on the other side of this. So it may not go all the way to the top, but that's okay. And also, the prompt isn't for the copper. The prompt is for the green. So I want to make sure I show more of the green than the copper. And I keep reminding myself not to worry about these because that's getting pulled off. Okay. And this. and dab, protecting the page behind it quickly. And on the sides. Grabbing them all. And I think before I start adding the green, the patina, I'm going to come through this and air dry it so that they don't mix. So let me do that or at least don't mix too much. So let me do that real quick. That's not completely dry. I'm done with the copper, so I'm going to clean my brush as best I can with water. I think that needs... Things dry very quickly here. It's very dry winter. Okay. I really think that needs more. It's just not fluid enough. I want fluid paint, which I don't have any. It's one thing I don't have, and I'm just resisting buying it because I got too many things. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. And maybe some here. And some maybe here. And let's see what happens. Quickly. You got to remember, at the end of the day, we are still layering. So if we don't like the results of this, and it's really hard to tell right now. Right now it looks like junk. It's really hard to tell what the results of this are going to look like until it's dry and I pull away all of the mask. It's basically an exercise in faith of your art and your idea, because you're just going to have to trust it and hope for the best. And a lot of this fell into the crack. Oops. I'm just going to pull that away. And this has to 100% dry now before I pull away the other stuff. I feel like maybe there's not much going on right here. I could use, and not much going on right here. And you want to keep dabbing at the bottom, otherwise you're going to have just a pool of a line at the bottom when it's all done, and that's not pretty. It wouldn't have happened in nature. It would have evaporated away. And although this is really cool right here, I'm pulling that off, so it's not going to matter. So I'll come back to you when this is completely dry. Okay, I think this is dry enough for me to at least test. So we're going to start with these big pieces because I know I can just pull the paper away. Now if I could save the paper, that would be awesome. Be careful not to pull up my... So can you see? Oh, try to do this really close with you. I'm hoping I'm not going to save the paper. It's too many things at once. So see how the mask is just pulling away? And in theory, it protected everything that was underneath it. it's a process, but you just keep pulling that glue away. And the way you tell where it is it feels different. It feels like rubber. And you just kind of roll it off. And it pulled that off, and that's fine. I've got things to do after this step that will help us. It's pulling. Let's go this way. Because I'm pulling the paper and not the... Again, this is the first time I've ever used this. I've just seen my husband use it. I've seen it used online. And I think part of my problem is that underneath it's not dry yet. So, yeah, it's not dry yet underneath. That's my problem. But I'm hoping that adds... What? We're going to say that's part of the aging. Yep, I really want to keep that, so I'm going to let that dry. I'll come back and get that later. And there's nothing under this, just fun. So I'm going to let those parts stick around and dry it a little longer. Normally you can see this mask a whole lot easier because it's a green, but the green is kind of the same, see that's what the color of it. It's kind of the same color as the patina and the blue, just a little darker. So I can definitely see the usefulness of this, especially my husband's hobby. But even here, like you could write a design in this, which is was my initial thought, to just write a design with it. And then pull it away and you can see all the words underneath. But then I saw a thing online that motivated me to do like a weather look. This heart is going to be sad down here. It's getting pulled away. And I think I'm going to throw a bunch of these things on there. I think I do want to go ahead and do this. This will be the last thing I do for lunch, because then I got to get back to work. I just love this crackle effect. And then I'll come back after work and we will finish this. And tie it all together, because it still does not look tied together to me at all. And it looks like garbage at the moment, and I want to make it not look that way by the time we're done. So I will see you guys back shortly. Whoops. And right here. Get it? There we go. Okay, so this is completely dry. I'm going to just run through and see if I can find any more of that green stuff to take off. The really thin stuff that I did on its own. I don't know if I can find it or not. There's some. But even if it doesn't come off, it is green, so it kind of adds to the patina effect. But anyway, what I do not like, I know there's a lot of grunge. It doesn't really say street art at the moment, but I'm going to be still adding more stuff to it. But what I don't like is when I added these to these that dulled them way back, which was the effect I was going for when I was thinking about it. But then that's not really the prompt. I'm adding weathering to the thing, but that's not the prompt. The prompt is street art, and street art is very loud. And so I do have more pictures of these. So I cut them out, and I think I fussy cutted these so that the area around them would be grungy still, but that they are going to stand out. And I also thought, and when I came across these, I found this one as well. And I thought, I only have this one because I've already used the other one of this. And I thought, well, maybe we could put this in here somehow. But I don't know, he's almost too big. Unless I put him on top. Like on top of the heart. And then put Memento Mori up here. See, I think I might do that. Then I also remembered I have to put my prompts on the page, because going forward, since I allow myself to repeat prompts, like the patina and the napkin, I think, were both repeats, I decided to do more of this for the prompts. And I did those off screen. And I colored these. I actually ended up putting black on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are kind of together. So I want to make these, because they popped so much more that way, and I want to make these pop that way. And I figured I could do these with you. But I'm going to have to do these after I glue them down, because I've already cut them out, and I did these first and then I cut them out. But so that's my plan for this. right now. And I'm trying to decide if there's anything I want to do with the background before I glue it down. So I do have this that I've gotten recently, and maybe just partial prints of that on here would be nice. Since we have a lot of flowers going on, we've got orange, which this is definitely a bright color. The red, I have the red. And I think we have a yellow over here, and I have the yellow. Plus, I thought popping more colors of the green. I've got these two colors. But that's more of the patina. But still, I just thought more green. Anyway, but the flowers, definitely orange, red, and yellow. We're going to start with the yellow and work our way forward to the stronger colors. So the yellow, let's get the stronger colors off. I'm running out of space, guys. The yellow is not really going to be too much. I think definitely behind this, the words. Orange. This is carved pumpkin. And the red. My original idea is still there, that the billboard is very old. And all of the people have come by and done all of this stuff. And the guy that did this was like, hey, they wrote over my stuff. And he's going to come back in the end and put his stuff, his branding mark back on target. I'm looking for a brush. I thought I had one. Oh, there it is. It's right in front of my face. You know what? I'd rather use this one. This one's older. So I'm not doing it the same way I did before. I have two thoughts. I have these. But I've never used these, so I'm not exactly sure. You know what? Hey, let's test this out. So, interesting. Not as much. I am curious about this one. Oh, I like the way it draws the lines. That might be cool. Okay, so far I like this one and that one best. I like both of those. These look very similar. These are just, well, these all look like that. So I think we may do a little of this and a little of this. And maybe some of the others, but definitely those. These were the big ones. Let's start with the big ones. I'm having problems because the paper's not flat. Let's try this one. Oh, back to the other. And I could go over all of this because it's all, I'm putting it back on, brand new. So I think that's enough of that. Okay, this is mostly dry. So we're gonna bring this stuff back in. Let's try the hard first. It's become a background anyway because of that other thing in the front of it. You know how street art, they just keep coming to the same spot and going over it and over it. Different artists until one finally wins and everybody's like, yeah, you can stay. Or not, I don't really know. The trick is getting this on exactly, so I'm gonna stand up. I see that. I'm gonna find a good focus down here. There's really not one. So maybe right here. And since it's on top, it kind of, and it's not blended in, it really pops now. I really like, I'm glad I decided to do that. I've got this new light, and it's like learning how to film all over again. It's like I keep angling it wrong, or I get too close. I think I'm further away, and it's just a learning process. I'll get there, guys. Hang in there. And honestly, his chin's probably the best place. There. That is so much better. I think I'm going to do some patina on the words. And try to stay away from the skeleton. We'll see how well I do. I had a sponge right here and oh, it fell to the ground. Okay, I really want to use my fingers, but I'm trying to not use my fingers. Not the face. Name that movie. I don't know why I can never say that without thinking of that movie. And since I did that, might as well do some other places. No, not much is happening here. Yeah. Put it together. So I'm going to do my crackle because a lot of it got hidden. There we go. Just a little something to break the monotony of it all. This was leaning just a little bit, I think. And this one will lean a little bit more. And this right here. Okay. So, see how this one doesn't stand out as much as them? I'm trying to decide if I want to make it do so. Kind of think I do. I mean, it's not really a prompt. It's just, to me, the theme of the page. Oh, yeah, we're going to do it. So, I used this on these guys, but I'm just going to have to go around the outside of this. And hope for the best. One thing I decided on these little ones, because I didn't want to have to cut those eyes out, the A and the P and all that. I just filled them in with black, so I think I'm going to go back on these and do the same. Do make it consistent. So I really like including the prompts into the actual art itself. I think it makes it less intrusive. Because these these first few I did after the fact. And so I just like hand wrote these in and they just look really blah. And these I did when I realized all three of these I did at the same time. So I just did a spaceship. It's not colored up or anything, but it's got the prompts on it. Same with this ship. But I incorporated in the flowers. I wrote it in on the flowers, and I made it my signpost. So I really like incorporating the prompts, and I think I'm going to try to always do that. Okay, I didn't like this stamp the last time I used it, but I do like it in this. So I need to be very specific where I use it. It needs to be a background stamp, and I think really only partial. I'm really liking this journal. I really hope you guys are enjoying watching this, because it really is. I learned so much, like with the mask. I learned something about the mask today. It may not have survived to the end, but I learned something about it today, and that's the whole purpose of this. So if I get the mask prompt again, I will let myself use it again, because I've not seen a proper one yet. Assuming my husband lets me borrow it again. No, I think I just need to glue that down. I kind of want to do splashes of paint. There's gold already in this, so I'm thinking gold, or black, or white, or I could do the patina or the copper. But I don't think the patina would show up, because there's so much of it on there. And the copper, I think would just blend in with these as well, so I think I'm going to go for the gold. Go for the gold. Pull out my favorite paints to splatter with. My watercolor metallics. The great thing about these is I don't have to be specific. I can use all of them. I think this one. Maybe some of the copper. Oops. It's okay, we can get him on the face. And some of the silver, which is gonna go bronze, gonna go platinum because I didn't clean my thing. I did a lot of snow with the silver in my last book. Honestly, I'm feeling like it needs black. Kind of looks like yeah, this is what it needed. That's perfect. So here's my prompt today for the Crafty Roll. It was patina and verdigris, I guess. But I chose to do patina, but I did try to add a little of that. Street art. I hope I succeeded. I'm not really a fan of what I did here, but whatever. Memento well, that's not a prompt, but that's my theme. Mask, which was also a failure, somewhat. I mean, it did protect a lot of the pictures, so it did what it was supposed to do. I just wanted to see more of the pictures than what remained. So I guess I really like seeing whole pictures and not part of them. And a napkin, which you don't see much of it, but you still see some of the napkin. Actually, napkin was not my problem this time. You see little silver dots. There's some. That's napkin. I think we lost all of the napkin that was right here. Oh, there's a little right there. Yeah, there's some right there. So I think the thing that threw this off, I think the napkin would have been perfect on this. The thing that threw this off was this. This prompt being included with all of this others is what threw it off, because to me street art is bright, bold, colorful, and patina is not. But so this is my attempt at making it all work together. And I really kind of like it. It's interesting, and I hope you like it too. Let's see if I can get you a close-up without going crazy. Maybe you can see the gold splatter, all the splatters. So, I thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.